Once upon a time, there was a philosopher named Ariston who lived in ancient Greece. Ariston was fascinated by the idea of time travel and had always wondered what it would be like to see the future. One day, he discovered a powerful device that would allow him to travel through time. Without hesitation, he activated the device and found himself transported to the year 2012. As he looked around, Ariston was amazed by what he saw. The city of Athens was vastly different from what he remembered. The streets were filled with cars and the buildings towered above him. Ariston was both bewildered and excited as he began to explore this new world. Ariston made his way to the Acropolis, a place he had always dreamed of visiting. As he stood on the ancient ruins, he couldn't help but feel a sense of nostalgia. However, his feelings were soon interrupted by the sound of a loudspeaker. It was a tour guide, explaining the history of the Acropolis to a group of tourists. Ariston listened intently, but was shocked to hear the guide's version of history. It was not the same as the history he had learned. This got Ariston thinking. How accurate was his understanding of history? How could he know that what he had been taught was true? This thought led Ariston down a philosophical rabbit hole that would change his perspective on life. Ariston spent weeks in Athens, visiting museums and libraries, and speaking with scholars and historians. He was amazed by how much knowledge had been accumulated in the centuries since his time. He was also amazed by the progress of science and technology. However, as he delved deeper into the philosophies of this new world, he realized that the more things changed, the more they stayed the same. As he spoke with people, Ariston noticed that the same human dilemmas existed in 2012 as they had in ancient Greece. There was still poverty, war, and inequality. People still struggled with issues of morality and ethics. Ariston realized that while the world had advanced, humans had not fundamentally changed. During his time in 2012, Ariston met a young woman named Maria. She was a student of philosophy, and they spent hours discussing the nature of reality and the meaning of life. Ariston found himself drawn to her intelligence and wit. As their conversations continued, Ariston began to see the world through her eyes. One day, while walking through the city, Ariston and Maria came across a group of homeless people living on the streets. Ariston was horrified by the conditions in which these people were living. He couldn't understand how such a wealthy society could allow this to happen. Maria told him that many people were working to change the situation. They were advocating for social justice and equal rights. Ariston was heartened to hear this and realized that the work of philosophers was still needed in this world. As his time in 2012 came to an end, Ariston knew that he had learned much from this experience. He realized that time travel was not just a journey through time, but also a journey through the human experience. He knew that he had much to teach his fellow philosophers back in ancient Greece. With a heavy heart, Ariston activated the time device and returned to his own time. As he looked around his familiar surroundings, he felt a sense of comfort. However, he knew that he would always carry with him the lessons he had learned in 2012. He knew that the world was full of possibilities, and he was excited to continue his philosophical journey, wherever it might take him.